Kelley Steichen, you are not a unfamiliar face around the Church of Saint Mary, are you?
I hope not. I hope not. No, I have been going to school here ever since I've been 2 years old, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I was in preschool here, and then elementary, middle school. And so, yeah, and then I've been a parishioner my entire life. My parents were married here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's happened after you graduated 8th grade? You went to Bishop Kelley for 4 years. And then after that, you went to OSU?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. Well, what was your degree?
In communication sciences and disorders.
Oh, fantastic. That is fascinating. And then what has been your passion while you were there at OSU?
Oh, my goodness. Many different things.
Yeah.
Many different things. I would say it started off as music and service and leadership. And so that's what I definitely invested a lot of myself in at first. Found a lot of my identity, though, in leadership. And in a lot of like the positions and titles that I held. And so it really, it took, honestly, the COVID pandemic really stripping a lot of those leadership titles, a lot of those experiences away from me to kind of get to this place where I had to look into myself and be like, okay, Kelley, who are you really? And taking that leap of faith into, okay, like you are more than this leader, that this person that people love, that this person that, is just involved in a lot of things on campus. You are a daughter of God. And so it was especially this past 2 years that my biggest passion has been everything surrounding the Catholic faith. From leading Bible studies to discipling younger women, so just walking with them one-on-one, teaching them how to pray, just igniting that fire of that like your life can be completely about this. And my life has changed since then.
So where has that led you?
Yes. So right now, what I'm doing in my life is for the next 2 years, I'm going to be at the University of Kentucky as a college campus missionary. And so this is definitely a very atypical job, going from graduating college. But I'm doing a lot of those same things, actually, that I was doing as a senior in college, where I am discipling younger women, where I am leading Bible study, but I get to do this full time. Where my entire job gets to be loving students for the sake of bringing them closer to the heart of Christ.
Wow. So how do you do that? University of Kentucky doesn't sound like a Catholic campus.
Yes. So the way that Focus works, so Focus stands for the Fellowship of Catholic University Students, and this is the organization that I was hired through to be a missionary at. And they partner with 172 campuses across the nation. And at these 172 campuses, there's teams of different missionaries. And so I'm on a team of 3 other missionaries, so there's 4 of us total. And we work out of like the Newman Center that's there, so that Catholic Student Center. And basically what we are doing is we reach out to students in a way of, one, first just building friendship with them, kind of like what I was saying earlier. And then through inviting them into a friendship with us, we're inviting them into that friendship with Christ. We're inviting them into a deeper life of prayer. We're inviting them into the sacraments. We're inviting them into the community of the Catholic Church. And that also looks more specifically like, we're inviting them into this Bible study that we're leading. We're inviting them into this discipleship relationship where we're meeting with students one-on-one weekly, teaching them like specific skills. Like these are specific methods that like you can pray, that like if you're really confused at how to pray a holy hour, maybe this is where you could start. Or you don't know what books to read and you want to grow in faith, you want to grow in holiness, because like all of us are given that desire at our baptism, at our birth, to like have that ache to know God. And so like let me help you like satisfy that. Let me help you like know him more. And so just like giving students like resources, tools, like weekly, but also like just helping them through life. College is hard. And sometimes they have things that are like anything from, sometimes it's hard living with my sorority sisters who don't know God at all. Or I don't know what to do on the weekends if I don't want to get drunk. And so just meeting those students like where they're at. Because one of my things that I'm going to specifically be working at with the students at UK is the Greek students. Because they hired me on specifically as a Greek missionary.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm really excited to just like be with those Greek students and like lean a lot on my experience as like a sorority member from college and be able to love on those girls. Because I know that like it's a gift to be in a sorority, but there also comes with a lot of challenges as well when it comes to pursuing the faith.
Well, what does that look like? What's that first conversation? You see somebody and think, this person is kind of a Catholic waiting to deepen his or her faith. What do you do?
Do you want to have coffee?
Yeah.
I think it's really just as simple as I just want to love you. Like invite them into your life. Like because I mean every person just wants to be loved. And yeah, I don't want to make it more complex than it really is.
Okay. That sounds very straightforward. So you are definitely an extrovert. You have to be, in that case.
Yes.
Surrounded by a team of extroverts, run by an organization of extroverts.
Yes.
So how do you minister differently to, say, introverts, people who are shy? You know, you start a conversation, let's have coffee, and tell me about your relationship with God. Might be the second question, I don't know. But how do you crack into an introvert's shell?
Yeah. I'm actually a little bit more of an introvert, I feel like, than most people think. I really do need my alone time every single day. And so those large group settings, because what Focus does as well and what our team will do is we'll hold a lot of large group events so that people can come together, experience Catholic community, like what does it mean to be around fully alive Catholics, and what does having fun with fully alive Catholics mean? And that's a dance party might not be the greatest thing for an introvert. And so maybe just being able to be like, hey, do you just want to go on a walk?
Right.
And we don't even need to, like, maybe for the first 4 times, you don't even talk about Jesus.
Yeah.
And, like, that's okay. Because, like, they might not be ready to receive that yet. And so it's a lot of, like, really just reading the person of, like, and, like, honestly being so in tune with the Holy Spirit of just, like, Holy Spirit, like, please tell me when I am supposed to, like, bring your name into this conversation. Yeah. Because, like, that is what I'm there for. That is why I'm going to be a missionary. But sometimes people just need to be loved. And I don't want them to think I have, like, an ulterior motive. When, like, really I do just want to love them. But the way that I do want to love them is giving them something greater than my own love.
Yeah. That is so awesome. Well, how can parishioners at the Church of Saint Mary help you? What do we do?
So, something actually really beautiful that we get to do as Focus missionaries is we model the method of the Master. So Jesus Christ himself had a support team, which is something that we kind of learned in New Staff training. That whenever he traveled with his apostles, that there was a group of women that traveled with him, supplying for his needs, as well as he just would ask, like, people, and his father would tell him, like, oh, ask this person to provide this meal in this house. So in order to do full-time mission work, we need a support team as well. And so, yeah, I'm fundraising for my team. I'm fundraising my own salary. But I also need prayer. And so, yeah, I would love to partner with people at the Church of St. Mary to one, join my own support team in ways specifically of like monthly gifts, because it is a 2-year commitment. But if one-time gifts is the way that people want to give, that's also generosity is generosity.
So if I wanted to donate, what do I do? What's my next step?
Yes. Thank you for clarifying. I do have a giving page that is just a simple link, and it's a fun little page, and you click support Kelley, and it has like a bunch of different options. You could say the amount, how frequently you want to give. You want to give monthly, if you want to do a one-time gift, and then it's that simple.
Yeah. So this goes to your salary. Make sure that you get to eat food on a regular basis, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And then all the other members of your team, they're fundraising in their parishes, their communities as well.
Yeah.
And then, so you'll be at University of Kentucky all 2 years.
Yes.
It's a 2-year contract. And then what's next for you?
Oh, good. So Focus actually only asked me to do a minimum of 2 years. So there's kind of two thoughts in my brain of like what to do next. So one would be actually continuing with Focus, just because it is a mission that convicts my heart so deeply. Apathy in the church, and just seeing people go through the motions is something that really just breaks my heart. And I love working with college students. I love it. And so if the Lord asks me to be doing that for longer, then I'll do it for longer.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that's option number one. But option number two is I would love to go to grad school for counseling, actually.
Oh, nice. Have you picked out a school?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but I would love to go specifically for Catholic counseling, just because, also very passionate about treating the person as a whole. That, especially when it comes to mental health, one needs to be, treated from an emotional perspective, a physical perspective, and a spiritual perspective.
Right. Oh, nice.
Because that's where healing takes place. Like, you can't just heal, like, a
one
slice
aspect
of one person. So to be able to, like, pray with a client, to also be able to, like, talk through, like, maybe some sort of woundedness that happened, and, like, ask, like, where was Christ in that moment?
Right.
Like, what did he tell you in that moment? And so, especially through, like, the pandemic, I think the need of counselors has also been something that's been...
Well, plus Focus may have been compromised in some of its methods through the COVID crisis. Well, when college doesn't meet, it's really hard.
It's really hard for us to meet students.
Yeah. You're not going to do a Zoom meeting. So thank goodness.
Zoom Bible studies became a thing now.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You use the tools that you have at your disposal. So that this year, everything's going to hopefully explode in a very positive way.
Hopefully.
And you'll go in and do great things at the University of Kentucky. So great. Well, thank you for coming in, Kelley.
Thank you. Thank you so much.